Hey,
What's going on, bro? Thank you.
hi. You know what? You know what's so weird? Let me tell you something. You're probably gonna agree. It feels like we've been boys for a long time.
It really does. From
It,
the 3 or 4 Instagram conversations that we had, it's like I feel like I went to high school with this kid, or
uh,
at 6-year-old sleepovers with this kid, where we
yeah,
just stayed up and played PS2 till 3 a.m. It's
I know. When we first started, it's like when you first like hit me up for the first time, and I started talking to you, and we started talking about like Naruto and all that stuff.
crazy.
I was like, damn, it feels like I went to high school with this kid. I just haven't talked to him in a couple years. Like
That's crazy, man.
it's
It's a small world, and then we find out we have a lot of mutual friends. So there we go.
yeah. All right, so I mean, I'll kind of be the host of this, and I'll kind of run it, and then
Yeah, bro. Questions for you too. I got my criminal minds interrogation face on, so you. So
hey, I'm gonna flip it on you like about halfway through. What we could do is I'll ask a couple of questions, and like 2 or 3 questions, then you can kind of go and you can ask me, and then we'll just keep going.
sounds like a plan, my dude.
All right, brother. So first thing, first give everybody an intro. People that are on my Instagram page that don't know who you are. A little bit of background, a little bit of family background. Where you went to school, where you grew up. That kind of thing. Tell us who Nick is. Let me hear about it.
Yeah, of course. So, what's up, everybody? That's on Mike's page. I'm Nick.
By the way.
It's such a pleasure. So, I am a singer, songwriter, and a record producer. Predominantly make R&B music. I have been singing since I was 7 years old, believe it or not. But I didn't really realize that I wanted to take this seriously until I was around 15 or 16. That's when I started writing my own songs, putting them out there on Spotify and whatnot, on SoundCloud. And, you know, going back to the Miami Heat. So I have been around the Miami Heat organization pretty much my entire life. My dad is a neuromuscular therapist for the team. I see you repping.
Yeah, I did it for you. I did it for you.
Man, I should have worn my D-Wade jersey or something.
Listen, I always wear my company, but when you were coming on, I was like, you know what? I got to rep for my guy.
Dude, that's love. That's love. So
Yeah. Go on.
Miami Heat pretty much my entire life. It's so crazy now just being able to build a lot of rapport with the players in terms of, when I look at them, I see individuals just winning and doing their thing. They made it from whatever circumstance they were in to where they are now. And it's so beautiful to see. I just have so much respect for that. And to know that, since my first single, Body Jams, in 2 years has come out, that reciprocating that respect has been so amazing for me and so humbling. So that's pretty much a little bit about me.
No, that's awesome. So I actually went through your Instagram and I watched a couple of your IG lives.
Soccer in the building, don't we?
It was dope. I mean, how could I not? You have Bam on there. You have Duncan Robinson. You got a bunch of guys that
But
well. I kind of see them in the same way as you. I see them as winners and champions, and I see them, off the court as winners and champions. People that really, every basketball player comes from a different, different lifestyle, different world. But, that's one of the things that I touch on a lot with a lot of my clients is that everybody has their own story. And that's what I preach. I preach everybody has their own brand and everybody has their own story. And, you never know where some of these guys come from. And, first of all, to see the Heat last year to get back into the championship as underdogs, that kind of thing. And, first of all, my business, and I'm sure you do the same thing, is you try not to be too much of a fanboy, You don't want to be too much of a fanboy because, you're building relationships with these guys and, you want to, you want to be personable and that kind of thing. But, growing up in Miami, it's hard not to be a fanboy.
oh my gosh, no.
Especially for you.
Especially with the bubble and seeing what they did, I feel like everybody thought that was unexpected except the team themselves.
Exactly.
And that to me is the coolest part of it. And then also being able to sing the national anthem in the bubble like that. I mean, it was recorded and whatnot, but to be a part of the history and experience is pretty amazing. Especially, I'm up in Boston, so when I would get emails saying, oh, bro, we want to use your anthem for the Eastern Conference Finals, or we have you for Game 3 of the NBA Finals, I'm just chilling in my apartment like, oh, what?
All right,
Part of history, home.
touch on that a little bit. So I want you to touch on two things. First of all, that's so awesome. That is so cool. I can't even imagine like having that opportunity. Like that'd be amazing. And, one of the things that Bam said that was pretty funny in your interview with him was like, you have like a ton of courage, first of all, to get up there in front of all these people and sing. It's not easy. And I'm going to tell you a pretty funny story later on after this.
I'm all stories, bro.
Me singing back in the day. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that.
Oh boy. Okay.
But we'll get to that. So tell me a little bit about the bubble, that situation. Also tell me a little bit about what made you want to start, these interviews, like combining basketball with music on your Instagram. I think that is so cool, like the music, basketball, life kind of concept that you've created. And, obviously you got the Heat players on there, but I'm sure you want to get more basketball people on there as the years go by. And it's very cool. I really like it a lot.
I appreciate that, man. So let's actually backtrack a little bit. So I'll start with how NBL actually came about. So I was sitting in quarantine. This is probably, I want to say May now. Back in May 2020, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything right now. I wonder what Darrell Wright's doing. And Darrell Wright happens to be a real good friend of mine. Miami legend. If you know him, you know him. So
my first basketball ever.
Really?
Swear to God, it's in my Weston house. Him, James Jones, and I believe Udonis Haslam are all my basketball.
Man, those are some names. I love it.
Yeah.
From there, I just DM'd you, right? And I'm just like, hey, would you like to go live sometime? And he was like, yes, let's do it, man. So we literally just had like an hour-long conversation about life.
Awesome.
From pretty much music to basketball to what he's up to now. And it kind of got the creative juices flowing. And I was like, okay, I think there's something to work with here. And then from there, I had Rex Walters on, who's now a coach for the Pelicans, Stan Gundy. And then that turned into legends like Bob McAdoo, then current NBA stars like Bam, Goran, Duncan. And the list just keeps getting deeper. And I just have so much fun doing these candid conversations. And then I think from there, that's what kind of led me to doing the national anthem in the bubble, which was awesome. It was almost like the universe just kind of culminated a lot of things to interweave together.
That is so awesome. No, that's so awesome.
It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing.
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, we're all blessed, first of all, to be healthy, right? To be healthy right now in a time like this, have family around us, have friends. Hopefully I don't know your family, I don't know your family, but hopefully everybody was okay during this time.
Everybody's great, man. And I hope
it
goes for you.
Everybody's good. Yeah, no, everybody's good. So that's a blessing, number one. Health and family are everything to me. And that's something that I preach as well. I think your mom is in here actually.
Yep, mom is in here. She's always supporting.
Awesome. No, I know you and Bam were talking about that. Moms are always the number one.
Dude, we're mama's boys, and that's okay.
Hey, I am too. I hate to say it, but I am too. But yeah, no, I mean, just to touch on doing these Instagram lives, I think it's so cool because I actually started doing it, for similar reasons.
Yeah, with your clients. I checked out the last one you did, and I was loving it. His story's incredible.
Yeah, so I mean that's one of the things that I like to say is, everybody has their own story, and I want people to hear it. I want people to hear it, and it adds value to a lot of other players. One of the things that I tell a lot of my clients is, not everybody will be relatable to your story, and not everybody's going to have the same path, but it will touch a certain amount of people, and it will help a certain amount of people, no matter what you say.
I agree. It's the same. Music is something extremely selfless, and if it speak to some people, that's okay because it's going to speak to a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know what questions you're going to ask me, but just to touch on a little bit, why I started what I'm doing now is, the reason I got into the athlete management business was to help guys that don't have that voice, to help guys that are not NBA stars like Bam and, Goran and Duncan, hopefully that it could lead into that in the future. I'm taking the NBA agent certification exam on Friday.
There we go. Congratulations.
So that's going to be, a great experience, and it's going to be exciting. Like it's been my dream for a long time. And I've been studying, every single day to take it, juggling law school with it as well. But, the reason I got into what I'm doing is to help that voice, to get those middle tier, high tier overseas guys, the G League guys, the guys that might not have that voice, have that personal brand, help them with brand development, help them, build.
Rough,
Exactly. And you know what? First of all, what a lot of, people that are basketball fans don't understand, and you really need to be involved in the basketball world to know this, but you can make a lot of money overseas. You can do a lot of things. You could be a brand. You can have community events in your local, your local cities. You could start clothing lines. You can have your own LLCs, all these different kind of things. And some of the guys that I'm working with, they didn't realize this. And I kind of had to tell them, I'm like, I'm like, dude, you're Justin Gray. You played at Texas Tech. You were an Elite Eight team. They love you in that area.
Numbers. It's like,
yeah,
what I love about you and what you do too is, as an agent, I think you get this, and you're so young, because I feel like a lot of individuals, they don't realize this, but it's all about brand building. And essentially what you're helping these athletes do is, one, getting them noticed, two, also helping them financially with everything and making sure that that's okay. And from what I'm talking about, the key is just building a memorable brand. So to know that you have that insight already, I'm like, you're going to be fine, bro.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I wanted to take advantage of, and this is kind of where I saw my niche, and, because obviously there's a lot of agents, right? There's a lot of agents, and, you hear stories. Some agents are great. Some players like LeBron, Rich Paul, great relationships. Rich Paul is, the best of the best. But then there's a lot of players, though, that talk about having bad relationships with their agents, and this is not, so much the NBA guys, because, NBA agents are a little bit different. They're usually working for bigger companies, like Duffy Sports, Wasserman,
right,
that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit different. But for a lot of the overseas guys, especially from what I hear, these high level guys, they have terrible relationships with their agents. They barely talk.
Really?
Yeah, they barely talk to them. They get their contract done, they get their percentage, and they don't really care about their personal lives whatsoever, or marketing them, or helping, just mentoring them in general.
So, that blows my mind, because
it's all over. It's all over.
But helping in the personal life is key to success on the court.
That's what I'm all about. I mean, like, one of the things that I saw to take advantage of as well was social media, right? Like, a lot of these older agents, they don't understand the presence of social media. And like, just for an example, we had a really, legendary guy come into my class this week, and he's working with Vayner Sports, Gary V.
I saw, yes. That's insane, man. That you're getting insight from these cats. And you go to UM, right? UM.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, no. First of all, like, I'm sure you feel the same. Like, I was blessed with so many, like, good mentors growing up, through college, through now. Like, I was working with Ray Allen's business manager for a while.
There you go. And that guy knows what he's doing, because
I mean, Hall of Fame career. Right? Yeah. So, like, it's all about learning every single day, learning, and just taking it all in. So, like, having these mentors is super important. Like, your parents are your mentors as well. Your mom, I'm sure, mentors you a lot. She's the best mentor there is.
Mama's boy. Mama's boy agrees.
Yeah, no. So, just to finish off, kind of what I was saying was just like, social media wise, there's a big advantage there for a young guy like me, helping players, building their brand on social media. They can make a ton of money, not even doing it, just clicking a button, Russell Wilson, a tweet with Rolex, $100,000, so there's a lot of different things to be done, through social media and through this entrepreneurial kind of world that we're getting into now. And I feel like a lot of the older guys don't understand that, they're not going to take advantage of it, because they're just in a different generation. It's not their, it's not their fault.
Oh, of course. And the way I look at it is time for a new generation, and you are taking advantage of that.
Yeah, got to.
I gotta ask you. So, what are like two of your best client stories in terms of, signing, and in terms of seeing growth?
Okay, so first of all, Aubrey Dawkins, number one. So Aubrey Dawkins, his agent's actually Calvin Andrews, who's with Aaron Gordon. So. Right. Yeah, so Calvin Andrews is a legendary agent, really good guy. I've talked to him a few times, but I handle more of Aubrey's kind of marketing, off the court kind of stuff. First of all, he's one of my best friends. First of all, like, we've built such a great relationship. And while I was at UCF, Coach Dawkins as well, his dad, Johnny Dawkins, legendary Hall of Fame basketball player too. And he's been a mentor to me just in general, just such a good guy. I mean, he's probably the most successful person like that I've met, and is the most humble out of anybody that I've ever met. You would never in a million years. He doesn't talk about his success at all to anybody.
I love it.
Yeah. So his story is pretty unique, and it's pretty great because he came from North Carolina, transferred for his dad at UCF. Um, got hurt a lot, had some back injuries, didn't really get to play, and then
Wow.
finally got his time to play. And then I don't know if you followed it, but like had a really good UCF season. They played Duke and Zion, and they went to the tournament. And they had a crazy game versus Duke, almost beat them, lost by 1 point like at the end. So that was crazy. And then he had some G League experience, and I saw a lot of growth from him after the G League experience because he played with the.
What team was he on in the G League?
He was on the Pelicans G League team.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Run it.
so he was hurt for a majority of it, right? And I was a little bit worried. He's had back problems, and I was a little bit worried. And I was telling him just to keep going, keep working on yourself, that kind of thing. And eventually, he got to play, and he started playing really well. And I was like, listen, you might not be a pro guy, you might not be an NBA guy. Your name will help you. First of all, your name will help you, and you got to take advantage of that. It's politics. There's politics involved. You got to take advantage of it. But I was like, you can make a couple $100,000 playing overseas. Like, you're that good. Like, I think you're that good. And now he's playing in Germany, and he's doing really well. Got a really good, he has a good deal over there, good setup. Yeah, so I'm really proud of him, and he's taking full advantage of that situation, and he loves it over there. And just to touch on the second guy really quick, first of all, Justin Gray is I love him so much, and I've done so many things with him. He finally got a deal with his agent, Nuno Pedruso, who's a FIBA agent, not an NBA guy. Good guy, though, as well. And, I'm kind of the middle liaison between the agent and the player.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I do that a lot. And, we were working, huh?
Oh, my gosh. Like, that fits your personality perfectly.
No, thank you. I know I'm probably talking too much. I talk too much.
No, I love it. I love it.
But with Justin, we went through some hard times because, his agent's in a different country, so he's not as close with Justin as I am. And I was FaceTiming Justin every single night, and we built such a good relationship. I mean, he's like my brother. Like I love him. Like I drove up to see him. We spent the day together. We worked out, played some basketball. Like we're in the cars, so we were talking about cars and all that. I have a 392 Charger, so like they all love that. They all love that. So
that's great.
We were doing that, and we had a really good day. And we built a clothing company together. Me, like him and his best friend, I helped them, market and do the logistics for that. I helped.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah, it was so dope. For a player like him that just came out of college, like he's not even a pro athlete, and he has his own clothing company, and he's making money from it.
Hey, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Exactly.
No, literally exactly. And then, we were waiting for like 6-7 months due to COVID to try to get him an offer, try to get him to play somewhere. And then, we actually held, oh, sorry, I lost you. Now you're good. Yeah, you're good. So he was 6 or 7 months to go play somewhere due to COVID. And I helped him set up, training camps to train younger kids while he was at Texas Tech. When he was done playing, he was just training over there, and we were doing training with younger kids and other athletes so he could make some money on the side, so he had something to do daily. So he would train, and then he would train younger kids. And then eventually, finally, an offer came in Portugal, and his agent worked it out, and they figured it out, and now he's playing in Portugal. So I was so happy, that it finally worked out for him because we put in a lot of work off the court. So
that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. And to know, like, just how integral you are to that story. And I'm sure you realize this, but I think more than you know, too, you're helping these guys get through these times, too.
Hey, listen, all I can ask for is to help.
Like, even as an artist, there are ups, there are downs. And for every down, you have to realize that each up that you're going to get is going to make you almost like appreciate that, Because the downs really make you do appreciate the ups, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, listen, you probably agree with me 100%, but I think during COVID, we really learned a lot about everybody, your family, your friends, about yourself.
Mom could cook. There we go.
That's funny. I'm gonna take you up on that one day. I'm gonna have to come down there one day.
Bro, yes.
But no, I mean, listen, I learned a lot about myself during COVID. I feel like I totally transformed my mindset. Just putting certain people around me, certain mentors. I never thought I was going to be running my own company while in law school still. I didn't think this was going to happen. I thought I was going to be interning at a big agency, I was talking to the MBPA, the legal department, to try to intern there. Different internships, and I was like ready to go. And then COVID came. And, I had this experience. I've worked for 2 agents. I've worked for Ray Allen's business manager. I've been around the game a lot. I've heard from different agents, knew a lot of people. And I was like, I kept hearing players reaching out to me that they just wanted guidance. They wanted someone in their ear that can help them with other things other than basketball. So I was like, not only will I help you with basketball, I'll help you get exposure. I'll help you connect with agents. I'll help you get on teams, but I will guide you off the court, with brand development, with social media development, personal branding, even like financial advising, sponsorship stuff, all that kind of stuff. Just being a good person, a genuine, real, true person to these guys. That's all they want. That's all they want.
Yeah, and that's the thing I look for too. And anybody that's on my team is, okay, can we be transparent with each other?
Exactly.
And if we have that personal relationship, that will only enhance the business relationship.
Absolutely. I mean, you ask any of your Heat guys that and I'm sure they're going to say genuine, real trust is like the #1 thing.
Oh, and that's in music too, with the writers and producers that I choose to bring these ideas to life with.
Exactly.
It's crazy. I mean, if the chemistry is not there, then the song will not fly. I mean, that is just a fact.
And that's something that
you can tell when things are manufactured.
Absolutely. You could definitely tell. I mean, you always have a gut feeling, and that's something that we need to be aware of, me and you, like being in this industry, sport and entertainment, is it's filled with fake. It's filled with so much fake people. And the good thing is like, people that are really true and genuine, like us, we could tell when it's fake. And, I could tell, and I just have that feeling, and it's just someone I don't want to connect with and be.
It's trusting your intuition. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, I got another question for you. We're going to change the topic a little bit. So first of all, I want to know, like, where'd your passion for music come from? And like, I want to know some of your favorite artists and then some of your like inspirations that are not musicians, not involved with music.
Dope. So I got into music. I used to sing Jackson 5 songs all the time. You can ask my mentor, Rob. Rob was one of the first vocal coaches I ever had. So he coaches Justin Timberlake, Rihanna, Neo. And for him to take me on, he had just been fresh coming off of the Future Sex Love Sounds tour for JT. I got to meet him, and I was one of his first students. And back in the day, I was just doing musical theater. I had no idea. Yeah. But he was one of the first mentors that actually really believed in me and helped me, kind of hone in who I wanted to be as an artist at a young age. So I was singing lots of Stevie Wonder, Jackson 5, plenty of Motown all together. And that was really just giving me a deep appreciation for soul and R&B music. And here, fast forward to here we are today, and that love is so deep, and it's become such an integral part of who I am as an artist. So, moving forward to, my top 3 favorite artists.
I saw you talk about Whitney Houston a lot.
I love Whitney, but the top 3, like Whitney's in my top 10, but this is like personal preference.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye is everything to me.
Can't go wrong.
No, like, to me, he's like the thing, like Justin Timberlake learns from Marvin Gaye. Matt, who's also on my list, is another one that learns from Marvin Gaye.
Awesome.
And a third one is probably, believe it or not, George Michael. I'm an old soul like that.
Wow.
George Michael was the white dude.
I haven't heard him in a long time. I don't even remember any of his songs, but I know him.
Just a fantastic songwriter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then in terms of songwriting, there's Pharrell, who's inspired me a lot. Yeah. Babyface is another one. Babyface just understands how to go inside the mind of a woman, if that makes sense. And to me, that's what R&B is all about, is making women feel appreciated, if that makes sense.
No, that's awesome. That's a good way to look at it. That's a unique way to look at it, I feel like. And that's something I never heard before. It's really cool.
It's kind of like a lost art form, if you will. So like with my music, it's really interesting. I've said to myself, I think that's a part of my music that sets it apart maybe from everything else, or adds to the conversation, if you will.
Yeah.
Making a woman feel appreciated, staying on topic, writing a song like Body Jams, for example. I wrote that song picturing this particular woman. She's like a hit single. She's that beautiful. She is a hit single.
That's a a really good line, by the way.
I want to play that song all night.
Yo, that's a good line. I might have to like take that one day. Like that's a really good line. Damn, like, I see Donnie the producer's in here. Bro, how did we both know him too? That's crazy.
Donnie's my guy. So Donnie does all the video work you see pretty much is Donnie.
That is crazy. I met him on LinkedIn and he's such a good guy. He is such a good guy. Reached out.
Wants to see his homies win.
That is it. Period.
Like, is that so much to ask?
Yeah. He is such a good dude. He's put me on like 2 or 3 podcasts already. Like just connecting the dots with me. Like
the Fan Experience podcast.
Exactly. And I love
that. Was so much fun to do.
Yeah, I love them too. Like Michael and I forget who's the other guy's name. It's Michael and I forget. I know it's Michael Katos. I don't remember.
Yep, but they're great. I love them. Really great.
Yeah, but no, that was crazy, and that was a really great experience, the Fan Experience podcast. But I forgot what I was gonna touch on. Oh, so just regarding the Whitney Houston, I wanted to ask you. So, like, do you watch a lot of America's Got Talent?
You know what? Not too much AGT lately. I used to when I was little.
So I was watching it like I think like a couple years back, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. And I don't know if you know of this person, but like Johnny Manuel, and he did Whitney Houston, and it was like the craziest Whitney Houston.
Know exactly what you're talking about. That kid is crazy.
Like, bro, I was like, yo, this kid should be a star right now. Like, I don't know how he's not. It's his voice is ridiculous.
So exactly what you're talking about now.
It probably went viral, that video, but it was crazy. That was pretty dope. And just to like touch on like the music thing. So I'll give you a little bit of background information that literally nobody knows this, bro, except you're gonna know it and like my close friend circle that's known me since I was little. So I'm gonna tell you 2 experiences real quick they're really funny. So one, when I was in middle school, I was on the basketball team in 7th and 8th grade, and I was also in drama class. Okay. I was the real life Troy Bolton.
Troy Bolton?
Dude, I literally was the real life Troy Bolton. I was the star of High School Musical, the show, in my middle school while being on the basketball team. Like in real life.
Yo, that's pretty cash.
Yeah, so and to be honest with you, like,
for that.
First of all, I didn't really want to do it, but like in my heart, I was like, let's do it, you know? Because I was very into like Broadway shows when I was little. Not anymore, not as much anymore.
Really?
Yeah, not as much anymore, but like I would go to a Broadway show in New York for sure. Like,
oh yeah, no, I started in theater at that Playhouse in Coral Gables.
Yeah.
Production name is you could catch me as Gavroche. I was
that's so sick.
Like little chubby Italian boy back in the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to be Italian. I know you're Italian. I knew you were Italian just from your name alone. But and you got the fresh fade and the lineup and all that. Tomorrow I'm going.
Like, you can't tell, like, this all needs to be cleaned up. I need to down.
In fade, clean too, beard lined up. I look terrible right now, but
You fake it till you make it, right?
Exactly. But just to keep going, so I did High School Musical, and then, I got really into, like, the Jersey Boys. I mean, you probably,
Yo, first talent show I ever did, I sang, Sherry, baby. Yeah.
The GOAT song. Well, you'll love this. You'll love hearing this. So I used to sing the Jersey Boys all the time. And I was singing it like to my family, to friends, at events, stuff like that. And I knew the whole soundtrack. Sherry, I knew Who Loves You, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You.
Valley Greatest Hit CD broke because I played it too much.
Yeah, I loved them. And I went to the show 4 times. 2 in New York, 2 in Florida with my mom.
Actually, I met the real Frankie Valli.
Did you? I saw him in person.
That's cool.
Is he?
I'm never really starstruck when I meet people who are famous per se, because being around the Heat my entire life. But when I'm at Frankie Valli, literally like almost crap myself, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally like OG.
Oh my God, Frankie Valli, man.
Yeah, I actually met Barry Manilow once.
That's cool.
I was like, yo, this is crazy, because like he's been singing since like my parents were like 20, 30 years old, It's like, it was crazy. But and I loved his song too, like Mandy. I used to sing that back in the day when I was little. But just to finish this off, so at my bar mitzvah, my mom, she bet me 250 that I wouldn't get up in front of my entire audience. And I had like 6,000 people at my bar mitzvah. It was ridiculous. And
this was a music festival, essentially.
Yeah, dude, because my mom's a designer, and she makes shirts for like literally South Florida, you know. So she invited all of her clients, you know, help me, you know, help me get the money a little bit. But so I had all my friends, my brother's friends, my dad. So we had like a couple thousand people there, and I sang "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You." I sang "Sherry," and I sang "Begging."
Bro, can you see these videos afterwards?
I have the videos low key. I can send them to you. I don't sing. I haven't sang in like 10.
Hey, high key, send those to me.
I'm gonna send them to you for real. I haven't sang in like 10 years, so I'm not even into that stuff anymore. But like, I still love music. I love music. Like, I listen to music every single day. I love rap music. I love country music. You know, I love Justin Timberlake. I listen to him every single day too.
JT's my guy, man.
Yeah, JT's bro. He's the GOAT. So like, it's just crazy, funny story. Just because like, you know, you being you, I have to tell you that.
Well, I just can't believe that we just bonded over Frankie Valli.
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Like, he's so good, man. He is so good. So what else? Like, I know you're a full-time law school student and you're what else are you up to these days, man?
Too much.
I'm just like, I feel like you're the same as me. It's like, when do we have free time?
Yeah, you know what? Well, one of the things that I did change during COVID, and this is very important to me now, is making sure I do have an hour or two of free time.
You need it. You know, those hour and a half spurts,
yeah.
Sit down and watch Naruto Shippuden or something.
We're gonna talk about that.
It's very relaxing.
Yeah, no. So like, just for an example, like in the morning, I'm really big on like morning routines. So like, you know, I've been following the Wim Hof method, which is like he does like meditating and breathing in like cold showers every morning. And honestly, when I take a cold shower, I feel like a big dog. Like I go in there, you know, I like don't think about anything. I just go in. I'm like 2 minutes, just take it, you know, get out, go take the day. So
that I do everything except the cold shower.
Wait, listen, you could take the cold shower and take it hot first and then flip it, and it's not as bad.
I've done that before.
Yeah, it's not as bad at all. I mean, I don't like to do that because I feel like it's a little bit easier, so I just try to push myself in the morning. But so in the morning, like for an example, I have like that 45 minutes to myself. Don't even get on my phone. Just check emails really quickly, and that's it. And then, you know, I always have an hour and a half of me working out later in the day at some point. And I don't care how busy I am, bro. Like, you know, only if like a client calls me and like I'll answer him in the gym, I'll be like, yo, I'm in the gym. I'll call you right after. You know, like I got to get my workout in. And they never give me, you know, they all work out every day too. So they never give me anything. Like today I went for a run with my roommate and we ran around Brickell Key and like that kind of area by the stadium, that kind of stuff. So that's awesome, by the way. I love living in Miami. It's so great just to like, yeah. I mean, I literally run by AAA. I run Brickell Key and like, you know, the Causeway.
I'm so jealous. I'm in Boston right now.
You gotta come back, bro.
I was just there for the holidays. I'll be back.
You gotta come back, man. You gotta come back once COVID dies down a little bit. You gotta get back.
I agree.
Yeah. So other than that, you know, I'm doing my business. You know, I have a really good team around me. You know, shout out to like some of my friends that have helped me. They've come on. You know, my VP of marketing. You know, Jake DeBrow. He's probably in here right now.
Yeah.
Got an intern that's working with me, Keaton. He's a really good kid. Out of Wisconsin. I got, you know, some graphic design guys, video guys. So
showed me was awesome. Literally made a UFC fight promo for us.
He's a young kid and he's really good and he's done a lot. He's really helped me a lot. Shout out to Nick. And I just have a really good team and they believe in what's going to happen with Raymond representation. And I preach it to them. And I'm like, you guys, I promise you're going to be a part of something special. We're going to do some big things here. So I'm always on the phone talking to them and, you know, kind of collaborating content, plotting and planning. I also manage an esports team. So.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm in esports. I'm a big gamer, low key. I'm a big gamer.
Really? You have a Twitch?
I don't have a Twitch, but I mean, when I tell you I'm a big single player gamer, like every single player game I've played.
That's like me. So I used to play video games to just like unwind my mind, of course.
Why?
But I don't own an Xbox 360 or an Xbox One. I actually have a PlayStation 2. So, I play like the old Dragon Ball games, like the old Star Wars Battlefront games.
Oh, no Naruto games?
Oh, I have the Ultimate Ninja. Don't worry.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, listen,
I think in one of the first conversations we had, I was like, Itachi in that game is OP, man.
Yeah, trust me. I remember Sasuke, Sakura, all them.
It passed this level. It was like Sasuke versus Itachi. Remember when
Yeah.
he snaps his arm? He's like,
dude, we'll get to Naruto. Talk about Naruto right after this because I want to get into Naruto for sure. But like, I'm a big gamer. Like, I got the PS5 the first day. Literally, like, I was trying to get it for like a week.
Bought it for you?
Huh?
Your sugar mama bought it for you?
Maybe, yeah, maybe she bought it for me. But PS5, like, I have the Xbox set up, and like, I'm really into like, I love like really good story mode games. So like, you know, like Uncharted, God, I don't know if you know, but like God of War, Uncharted, GTA, you know, all that kind of stuff. I play Call of Duty and Fortnite and all that, like 2K, but like, you know, I play 2K with my boys.
Simulations, they crack me up. My boy John and I, when we get together, we 2K simulate a lot.
Yeah.
So crazy. I'm just like, okay, why is D Wade on the Grizzlies? I don't like this.
Yeah. No, listen, I play 2K a lot, like with my roommates. Like we'll play like NHL at night. You know, we're big golfers too. We like to play PGA, like the PGA game.
Okay.
It's dope. Like we just chill, sit back, relax, put like some music on, we play a little PGA tour. Like
funny, bro.
Yeah, it's dope. So then, and like other than that, like in my free time, you know, that's like pretty much my like most of my days. But you know, I'll try to get on the basketball court too as much as possible. Like I used to, like last year before COVID, we were playing at UM. You know, every week we used to play at UM. We had like a couple law school students, a couple basketball players that played, and we would run it. Because I played basketball my whole life. You know, I played middle school, high school. I love basketball. So like I try to get out on the court. I haven't played as much recently, so I'm pretty disappointed in myself that I haven't. But
see, like that's the thing. I would always go. I'm right by a basketball court, so I'm always going over and balling.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that's my favorite.
It, like, believe it or not, I can only hit half court shots. I will choke a layup. But if you just need me from deep, it's kind of crazy. Ask any of my friends.
That's funny.
Ryan, he plays at UNC. Bob McAdoo's son, Ryan McAdoo.
Yeah.
So, oh, by the way, if he's looking for representation, I'm going to send him your way. You love this.
We're building, baby. We're
yep,
building.
you are building, baby.
Let's go.
He just cracks up because he's like, he won't hit the half court shot, but then he gives me the ball, and somehow, bro.
That's it.
And he just looks at me, and he's just like,
everybody got their position. Everybody got their position. So you're the half court shot guy and the defensive guy.
Yeah, right. No,
That's it. Listen, I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
So I just stand under the rim. Just, you know, I gotta hit up your boy Bam. Tell him to teach me a few things down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I'm not even good anymore. Honestly, like I'm hard on myself because like I used to play every day and I was so competitive, and I was like decent. Like I was decent. You know, I'm not gonna say I was great, but I was. You know, I could definitely pick up with college basketball players and like play well. But now I'm just a bum. I'm just a bum now. Like, yeah, I'm a bum, bro. Like we were playing the other day. Like my shot's awkward now. Like my footwork's off. Like I just don't even. You know, you don't feel the swag anymore. Like
see, like I like to liken how I played to the '80s. Literally, just I'll skip on the court, bro. It's so fun. and like when I come on the court, it's always short shorts.
That's great. No, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, I've been rocking the short shorts now. I've been running in them all the time.
There you go.
All right, so we're gonna finish it off with Naruto because we gotta talk about Naruto. First of all, I want to know, like, when did you get into Naruto? It's crazy that all these NBA players, like, just to give you an example, my boy Taco from UCF, he loves Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, like, and he just got into it while he was at UCF in college, and I would give him crap all the time. I'm like, bro, I watched this when I was in 5th grade. You know?
Oh yeah, no, it's so funny. Bam got into it because of De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron apparently has. He has like big makeshift Dragon Balls in his apartment.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Kind of dope, like
so dope.
But I started watching that when I was 8 or 9.
Yeah, me too.
I started watching right around when like the 3rd Hokage and Orochimaru were fighting. That's when I.
Yeah, oh my God, it's crazy you're saying those names because I almost forget, and then you like remind me. It's crazy. Dude, I think I stopped probably when it turned almost. I think when it turned Shippuden, I might have stopped, which was like maybe after like what, 3 or 4 seasons.
Yeah, because it was like Sasuke left, and then it got really lame, and then Shippuden started.
Yeah. So I stopped. I stopped when it got Shippuden watching it, but then I was still into the video games really big. I was playing the video games all the time, and then I started watching it again while I was at college, trying to catch up on it. And like it was so weird because they had the Naruto, they had the other show, and he had his kid, and he was like little Naruto, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. And I was like, yo, what is going on? Because like when the last time I saw, it was like Naruto and Sasuke were fighting each other.
Became Hokage, man.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's the man. Like he made it. You know, like
that's why it's one of my favorite shows, because it is literally a zero to hero story.
Yeah, it is, for real. And I remember like growing up, I would fight with my dad in the pool. Like we'd wrestle in the pool, and I would scream like nine-tailed fox, and I would turn into him. I swear, I would wear the headbands, and I would.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, I knew all of it. I was like, yo, Chidori, Rasengan, all that shit. Dude, I still remember it.
At you on the playground, like,
oh, bro. I mean, I wasn't in public doing that, but like you can ask my dad or my brother.
Oh, okay. So way to make me feel so weird, bro.
But I would dress up. I mean, I got to find out a Halloween picture. I dressed up as Naruto for Halloween.
You gotta send that to me too. So you gotta send me the Frankie Valley videos. And
yeah, I got you. I will. And I was gonna say, I have an older brother. He's 28. So like we used to fight all the time growing up because I'm 24. So we'd fight. You know, we'd fight. So I would turn into like I would literally scream out like nine-tailed fox, like, and I would hit him. And I loved it though. It was like my greatest, bro. I remember those days like yesterday.
Those are my greatest accomplishments in life.
Yeah.
In those moments when I realized, I think it definitely peaked when I was 7.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more question, because then I'll end it so you could go. I know you got something. I wanted to just ask you before we hang up, because this is important to me, is what has been your experience, you know, being a young new artist that's popping off and doing really well, with agents and managers? Like, you know, how has that like evolved with you? Like, how did it start when you were getting reached out by guys, you know, trying to work with you, and like your family being involved with that as well, you know?
So luckily for me, I have such good people around me. And shout out to my dude Henzo, who's actually just set me up with one of Bruno Mars's producers, and putting some songs together. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
I just have really good people that, like I said in the beginning, are transparent, and they just really want to see you win. Because on top of that, it makes me say to myself, you know what, if I win, we all win. And that's the cool. Yep. It's like you got to eat. And to me, there's nothing better than seeing the smiles on everyone's face when you've won and when you've delivered what you said you were going to do, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Also, I think having a good team around you like helps you like with your ideas and inspiration.
Oh my gosh. Every time I go into the studio, whether it's with my guy Warley too, who's produced with Keith Sweat, Drew Hill,
yeah,
or Tracy, my co-writer who's written with Rihanna, or Maya, just to name a couple names.
Awesome.
It's like going to school. It is like going to school.
Yeah. No, once I kind of opened myself up, you know, at first you're like a little anxious to like bring people on and, you know, have
every time. But then you realize, hey,
yeah,
we can do something great together.
Yeah. Like just to give you an example with me, like when I was first getting into the business, you know, I was a little nervous because I was like, you know, my professors and my friends are going to say like, you're young, you know, you don't have the experience yet. You know, why are you trying to work with athletes now? Like, you know, go work for a big agent or, you know, that kind of thing first.
Because you're a G.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're a G too. We're both G's, double G's, baby. That's what we are. But yeah, I was a little anxious at first, you know, to build a team, to have like a legal advisor, you know, senior advisor, you know, these kind of guys that come work with me, like Jake to come VP of marketing, tell him all the different things that I had in my head, and, you know, kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And it was honestly the best thing ever, blessing in disguise to have, you know, have people that are around you like that. Because, you know, I'm sure athletes feel the same, you know, talking to their boys and talking to their close friends. You know, they learn different things, and that's how you learn. And that's the most important thing, is learning every single day, adding value.
Yep. And I'm going to close out with this too.
Yeah.
What we do and what we're doing right now is so much bigger than us, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You helping somebody, whether it's your client or a potential client, get to that spot where they are winning, it's so much bigger than yourself. Or
Yep.
me creating music that can add to the conversation of what's hot right now.
Yep.
Like, it blows my mind. It's like, this is so much bigger than any of us.
Just the last thing I'll say, just because you just hit it on the head, is, you know, with my guys, I tell them, whether you're signed with me or not, still, you know, years down the road, whether there's any money to be made or not, I'm never going anywhere. Like, I'm trying to help you guys build a foundation. So when you have a family, when you have kids, you know, when you're older, you're not sitting with your, like, with nothing in your hands and you don't know what to do with yourself, because athletes don't get that guidance. You know, a lot of them go play, they go broke right after they're done playing. You know, I don't want that to happen. Whether I'm making money, I don't care. You know, I'm just trying to help everybody so it's long term and it's a lot bigger than myself, like what you just said. You know, I don't want anybody to go broke after their playing career and not have opportunities lined up, not have a brand behind their name, you know? So yeah, no, that was great. That was great.
Bro, I appreciate you for having me on. It's so much fun, man.
Oh, bro, first of all, I really appreciate you. We're not, you know, we'll obviously be in touch. I'll send you some stuff. I'll record this. I'll screen record this and send it to you so you can have it.
Please do.
Yeah, so you can have it. Yeah, man, we'll do it again sometime soon for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll connect each other with some of our network. You know, anybody that you need, just let me know, and then, you know, we'll talk it.
It's love, bro. It's love.
And get down to Miami so I can, you know, we get some dinner, get some drinks, hit a Heat game.
For sure. For sure.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.
My guy. Thank you.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys all being on. I know that was a great one. It was pretty long. I'm going to post this right now. Let me see if there's any questions real quick. There's no questions. We got to just request. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. See you soon.